1 year ago today, as I traveled to Augusta, West Virginia to compete for the title of Miss West Virginia Nationwide, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. As the day went on and the pageant was coming to an end, I was honestly clueless and had no predictions of what was to come. With 2 girls left on stage, the MC then announced that the Miss West Virginia Nationwide 2016 was Ashley Schifano. This was just the beginning. During my reign as Miss West Virginia Nationwide, I had many opportunities to travel all over the state of West Virginia and meet as many people as I possibly could. I attended many events such as school visits, parades, fairs, festivals, pageants, and public speaking events. But the experience that I will remember the most from my reign is the West Virginia flood of 2016. Arriving in Fayette County with a car full of supplies for my fellow mountaineers was the most rewarding experience of my life. Driving through areas of West Virginia that I had passed through many times all year were all of a sudden destroyed. It was the biggest tragedy I have ever witnessed. I am so thankful that I was fortunate enough to be able to donate a truckload and be a part of the rebuilding of our state. I have made a countless amount of memories this year that will last me a lifetime. With that being said, there are a list of people that need to be recognized because none of this would have been possible without them. To start off, thank you to all of my sponsors. Mr. and Mrs. Tony Schifano, Mr. and Mrs. Charles Edmund Collins, Mr. and Mrs. Bill Rogus, Mr. and Mrs. Roger Smallwood, Lavish Boutique, Mr. and Mrs. Martin Gressick with Family Vision Clinic, Dickey's Barbecue Pit, Monroe Muffler, Crosby's K9 Country Club, Solero's Overhead Door Service, Finish Line Motors, and John Roth with Utz Quality Foods. All of you successfully transformed me from Miss Mountaineer Country to Miss West Virginia. Haley and Helen at Lavish Boutique, thank you for always making sure I was not only dressed appropriately, but also fully prepared for what was to come at any appearance I had this year. To all of my sisters in Sigma Kappa, thank you for accepting my busy schedule this past year and always keeping me updated and on track with what was going on. Emily, Judy, and Steve, thank you for being my second family and letting Emily be the little sister I always dreamed of having. You guys are always there to pick me up when I'm down and get me going again. There's nobody else I would rather get lost with on dirt roads for an hour than you. Erin Griffin, thank you so much for doing everything from tying my shoes, cheering me up, being my punching bag, and of course traveling all over West Virginia with me. Thanks to you, I feel more than prepared to compete for Miss Nationwide in September. You are awesome, never change. I more than appreciate everything that you do for me. To my teen queen, Caitlin, thank you for being my partner in crime this past year. Although our schedules didn't match up as often as we hoped, we still managed to always stay in contact and keep each other on track no matter what. I hope we continue to send each other our crazy Snapchats and be there for venting sessions whenever we're feeling down. You've been a lot of fun to work with this year. I can't wait to see what the future has in store for you. Justin and Robbie, thank you for never hesitating to tell me your thoughts on anything that was planned. Whether it was an outfit, car sign, hairdo, or event, you both always had a huge impact on my decisions. Thank you for giving me a mini photo shoot in Washington, D.C. and Myrtle Beach. It was fun. Uncle RJ, thank you for always being there and sponsoring me at the last minute before my dreams came crashing down. You always saved the day. Holly, thank you, thank you, thank you. Whether you were running to dressing rooms to help me change and do my hair, dealing with my sweaty feet in my shoes, or trying to calm me down when in a panic, you were always there. I could count on you for anything I needed. I'll never forget when you came running to me backstage to make sure I was okay due to the song that came on for Evening Gown. I know we fight like sisters, but I would be so lost without you. I love you. And Amy, you really made an impact on my year as Miss West Virginia. Whenever I called, you always came running to me and saved the day. I cannot thank you enough for all of the hours and effort you have put into making my experience so memorable. You helped me with parades, wardrobe, hair, makeup, presentations, interviews, and so much more. Thank you for always pushing me to be the best that I could be in everything that I do. You saw potential in me that others did not, and for that I am thankful because I wouldn't have made it this far if it wasn't for you. You have always been and always will be my peacemaker. Thank you times a million. I love you. Mama and Granddad, thank you for never missing a parade or festival, not only this year as Miss West Virginia, but my whole life. You guys have never missed any of my performances, no matter what they are or where they are. You always have my back in whatever I do. P.S. I also need to say thank you for sewing the hole in my dress as I was literally walking out the door to the Frontier Days pageant. I don't know what I would do without you guys. I love you. Anthony, Thank you for spending long hours at parades, festivals, pageants, and much more. I know it's not really your cup of tea, but you did it for me, and for that, I am very appreciative. But I hope you know that this isn't the end. There will be more in the future. I have to make up for all of those years of sitting in hundreds of gymnasiums watching you play basketball. Dad, you are my world. I have never met someone as driven, loving, and motivating as you. I know I probably hurt your checkbook this year, and for that, I am sorry. But if it wasn't for you, I would have worn my crown around the house all year, wishing and dreaming of everything that I could have been doing. But because of you, all of my dreams and wishes became reality. I know it wasn't easy, and I know sometimes you would tell me no, but you always gave in and surprised me. Somebody once told me that a lot of people survive, not everybody lives. But because of you, I can honestly say that I have lived. Thank you so much for all of the opportunities you have given me thus far in my life. It is an honor to call you my dad. I love you so much. Lastly, my miracle worker. Mom, where do I even begin? Thank you so much for all of the crazy things you had to do this year, whether it was dressing your 20-year-old daughter because she refuses to grow up, washing cars with baby wipes before a parade because it ended up raining on our way there, traveling all over the state with me every single weekend even though those were your only days off, traveling all the way to Miami with me to compete in the Vizcaya swimwear competition, and attending numerous photo shoots. But look at us now, 1,000 new memories in the end of an amazing year. I know I oftentimes would not be pleased or happy with your driving, hairstyles, or wardrobe choices for me, but I will admit it, you were right. Everything ended up being perfect. You are my best friend, Mom. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything you have done for me. You are appreciated more than you will ever know. I love you so much. Although my time as Miss West Virginia is sadly coming to an end, I can proudly say that I achieved all of my goals that I had set. I successfully visited all 55 counties in West Virginia. I collected over 3,700 books for my platform, one page at a time. I spoke to hundreds of young teens about following their dreams no matter what people say about them and where they're from. And I represented West Virginia on a national level at the annual Miss Vizcaya swimwear competition in Miami, Florida. Over the past year, I visited 17 schools, I participated in 15 parades, I visited 29 fairs and festivals, I attended 15 pageants, and I took part in 6 photo shoots. I ended up traveling a total of 13,104 wild and wonderful miles representing West Virginia over the past year. To the young lady that will take my place, get ready to have the busiest year of your life. There will be days when you want to cancel an event or stay home with family and not travel down I-79 for the 1,000th time, but do it anyway. Once you get there and see the kids, parents, and much more, it is more than worth it. You are impacting the lives of the next generation of West Virginia. Be the role model that the past Miss West Virginias were to you for them. Good luck, chin up, and never give up. You are in control. You are your problem, and you are your solution. Always remember that beauty comes from inside of you. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Buckle up and get ready for takeoff. This year will fly by in the blink of an eye. Thank you, Mountaineers, for letting me represent you for a whole year. It has been a blessing to wear your name across my body as I traveled all over the state and country. Always remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Be the light. I am Ashley Schifano, Miss West Virginia Nationwide 2016.